Renters know that no property is perfect. Things will always need fixing. But these tenants say the problems they reported to their landlords were ignored, and then they all ended up in hospital.
If my kids had fallen through, they could have died.
It just makes me upset that I was the one that had to be injured.
All of these injuries would have been avoidable had the landlord done the right thing.
When you rent a home, you expect it to be up to standard, a haven for you where you should be safe. But as you'll hear tonight, more and more tenants are being injured in their homes in incidents that are completely avoidable.
To have no compassion, no nothing, don't care whatsoever, just care about money, it's not the right way to treat someone.
The owner should do the right thing, and the real estate should do the right thing.
Helen Farkas had lived at her Slacks Creek home south of Brisbane for 15 years, but over the last few years she realised her back stairs had begun to rot. How many times had you complained about the stairs?
Every single inspection for the last 2 and a bit years.
Her real estate did nothing until one day Helen's worst nightmare came true.
As I've stepped onto the top rung, it has rotted through and I've fallen the whole way through and hit concrete.
Helen smashed her heel, breaking her foot, big toe and a rib.
Before I could think anything or do anything, I was on the concrete on my back and in pain. My kids could have fallen through, broken a neck, died.
The real estate's response was to take away the stairs entirely and board up the back of Helen's home. What's even more outrageous is they acknowledged Helen had previously complained.
If he'd replaced the, 4 stairs originally that were rotten, which would have cost, a couple of $100s for treads, without even having to replace the whole stairs, none of this would have happened.
Now Helen is suing her landlord and real estate for more than $270,000 in damages.
Can't work again unless it's a desk job. I will never ever have a normal foot again. It will probably always be stiff.
I just panicked and grabbed whatever I could to try and get back on my feet and ended up on my back.
This is what happened to Chris Dietman when his deck finally gave out as he was moving his barbecue. Like Helen, he had also previously complained.
I had concerns about the whole house. Numerous times around the real estate about water leaking, the sewage, and the deck mainly.
He's also suing his landlord and real estate after nothing was done. Chris ended up in hospital and now has ongoing back issues. He has to take daily pain medication to be able to do any work as a truck driver.
I've got a family, I am a human, and to not take any notice of me.
We've seen things from electrocutions through to stairs falling down, decks falling down, stairs not being up to code, and people falling down the stairs.
Lawyer Gillian Barrett from Morris Blackburn says there needs to be a legislative change to better protect tenants.
We would like to see some stricter penalties for landlords that aren't complying with the safety requirements.
She says they're seeing more and more people fall victim to dodgy homes.
My clients have had to have a lot of time off work and will likely continue to do so in the future.
Clients like Lizzie Moxham, who is suing for more than $400,000 in damages.
We're 2 years down the track now, just over 2 years, and I can't see an end sight anytime soon.
She was visiting her brother's house when she fell down the stairs as she was leaving, landing heavily on her foot, breaking it and tearing the ligaments, requiring extensive surgery.
And my brother had complained many times before. He'd brought it up every time they had their 3-monthly inspection.
The steps weren't even compliant due to the height of the drop at the bottom. The day after Lizzie and her brother reported the fall to the real estate, they installed this concrete slab at the bottom of the steps, but continued to blame Lizzie for breaking her own ankle.
The property manager was yelling at my brother, saying that it was his fault that I'd fallen down the stairs, that he didn't take enough duty of care to tell me that the stairs were broken.
Now, 2 years on, the nursing student still suffers from ongoing pain.
If I'm working a full shift or a double shift, my ankle does get really swollen and sore.
All believe their injuries were avoidable and will now live with the pain for life.
If there was a penalty that the government imposed, it might make the landlords do the right thing because they're not doing it now.
Being independent is something you take for granted, and then when you're not, it messes with your head. It really does.
Helen's case is now in mediation, while Lizzie and Chris are still locked in their legal battles.